Welcome to the real estate lab, where the market's the game. Austin's the board, and we're changing the frame. Buyers and sellers and investors alike, tune in often, and we'll set your path right. From the hottest market during the COVID days, to high rates now, leaving many in a daze. Inventory's up, decisions are tough, but with our insights, you'll have the right stuff. National news got you feeling unsure. We're your local source with knowledge that's pure. Austin, Daphne, and JJ too, breaking it down just for you. Relab 8, we're your guiding light, navigating Austin day and night. Whether buying, selling, or investing your way, we're here to help every hour of the day. Interest rates are high and some opportunities lie in the heart of Texas, under the big sky. Don't let the headlines lead you astray. We've got the facts to guide your way. From downtown condos to suburban streets, we know the spots where value meets. Tune in frequently, stay ahead of the curve, with insights and tips y'all deserve. No jargon, no fluff, just real talk, helping you take that real estate walk. In Austin's market, ever so grand, we're your trusted helping hand. Relab 8, we're your guiding light, navigating Austin day and night. Whether buying, selling, or investing your way, we're here to help every hour of the day. So plug in, subscribe, don't miss a beat. With the Real Estate Lab, your journey's complete. Austin, Daphne, and JJ, guiding you through, come what may.
Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Real Estate Lab. I'm your host today, here with Ian and JJ, and my good friend, Gabriella. I think something that has been kind of a hot headline all over the U.S. has been affordability. We all know inflation has been up and down, mostly up, and the cost of living everywhere is rising. Coupled with the fact that we in Texas have high property taxes and interest rates are still very high, people are looking more than ever for places that are affordable and more within reach than options in Central Austin or just kind of the Central Texas area. So I wanted to bring my good friend Gabby on today because she works not exclusively, but almost exclusively in these new construction communities on the outskirts of Austin. And I think she's got some really valuable information to share about new homes that are available, price ranges, deals. And it's not just lower price points also, because a lot of these new communities are wanting to sell. They are offering all sorts of incentives, rate buy downs, appliance packages, all sorts of stuff that I think are really worth diving into, whether you're looking for your first home, you're looking for a home that's just affordable, or that's it. Or if you're looking for a home that's affordable. So there. Before we dig into Gabby's brain that is full of information, I want to ask you guys, JJ and Ian, do y'all ever, what is the furthest on a consistent basis, what is the furthest outside of Austin that you guys will go to find affordable housing for your clients?
JJ first.
Well, I would say I typically ride the medium price point. So 500s is typically where I'm at, because you said consistently.
Yeah, consistently.
Lately, because I'm from Killeen, a lot of my clients tend to be from there. So that's an hour north, Killeen, Fort Cavazos. But I have done like Elgin, Lockhart, San Marcos, Spicewood, like Spicewood, the town, but not as consistent. But I do know that price point, like affordability, is huge, like you talked about. You also didn't mention insurance rates are also going up.
Oh, that's true.
It's a lot of stuff.
I wanted to ignore that, but yeah, you're right. They have like literally doubled in the last few years.
Yeah. What about you,
Yeah.
Ian?
So I think I tend to align my best with the clients, so it's not consistent. I think with JJ, I would be just above the median price point traditionally, but there's that 20% of clientele where they're either referrals or they really need help and they're having a hard time. And so same thing, San Marcos, Lockhart, Elgin, Thrall. I did one in Thrall. I've done stuff in Milam County. I've done stuff all over Killeen, Corpus. Like it just depends.
Okay, but that's not central anymore.
No, it's not. It's way out there. So
0%. That's
all that to say, there are a few in Austin, but the challenge is when you're staying central and you're hitting these price points, you look at the properties and you're like, whoa.
Wow.
Whatever whoa means to you.
No.
It's whatever whoa means to you. Everybody's got a different whoa.
Let's be real. You're not going to get a gorgeous gem in an affordable price. Okay, that's another conversation for another time. So let's let Gabby talk a little bit. Tell us about what have been kind of like the top 2 or 3 towns with new construction homes that you've been working in the last couple of years, and what is the price point? You don't have to like say the exact average, but just generally.
So my price point is definitely below both of y'all's. I've been working with a lot of buyers in South Austin, south of Austin. I mean, Maxwell and Euland have been my go-to towns. And this year, I've been able to help people buy homes there between $200 and $250.
That's awesome.
Wild. Now I want to mention something too. You said her price point is lower, but this girl is killing it. Like you've got like what, 3 closings this week alone?
I have 3 closings next week. And I have a total of 5 new construction homes under contract right now. Yes, ma'am.
There's incredible.
There is a market, and it's beautiful when agents understand that. I mean, my motto, I would consider myself like a baby agent. I about almost 5 years in, and so I don't feel like as well knowledge and well versed. But I think when I started off as an agent, my motto was, it doesn't matter if I'm helping $100,000 client versus $1 million client. I'm going to treat everyone the same. I work a lot with Spanish speakers because I'm bilingual. So I have really tapped into that market of making sure that I am the first Hispanic agent or bilingual or Spanish speaking agent that they think of. That's how I have decided to market myself. And I make sure that everyone understands it doesn't matter if you get approved for 200 or 500, I can help you find the best home in Austin. And it's crazy because the beauty of today's market is that it is a buyer's market. And so there's so much that buyers are getting today in new construction. The amount of negotiations that I've done and lowering these price points has been crazy. Guys, I feel like today I could take any buyer and get them any home. Like, that's the confidence I have behind me. It's wild. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love that perspective. JJ, Daphne, and myself have all had history prior to COVID. But then there are a lot of agents that came in during COVID and they're like, this is easy.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, you just don't know. And you're one of those people. I love that you came in and you said, I will help everyone at the same level. And you don't have this jaded approach where it's all easy. You're like, I can help people because I'm I'm coming to them at their price point. That's just really cool. It's good.
And
And
I
the thing
feel like, oh, sorry.
I was
No,
gonna say,
I just feel like
people right.
that is the way that I get people calling me. Like, I am referral based. And it's because when you treat one client like $1 million client, then they trust you enough with their friends and their family. And in my case, their tias, their tios, their aunties, their uncles, everybody, they trust me with them because they know that they're gonna all get the same service.
I'm going to give a secret. Every client is $1 million client.
Yeah.
And not every agent thinks that way. Every single client, because exactly like you said, one person who leaves the right review, talks to the right person, that ripple effect, whether it's even the agent on the other side who says, you know what, you took your time with this person. This may have been a $250,000 deal, but I've got a $900,000 deal. Can you take care of them too?
Yeah.
So it's always $1 million client. It does not matter what number they spend.
Yeah.
I always tell myself they have a rich uncle. I'm nice to everybody.
If they don't, though, I think Gabby really hit the nail on the head. She's definitely tapped into that community, to the Hispanic community, because she is bilingual. And even if they don't have one rich aunt or uncle, they can refer 5 or 6 different of their cousins, their brothers, their friends who might be in the same price range, but you sell 4 houses at $250. Like, hello, there you go. There's your $1 million deal.
I think that's easier sometimes too. And sometimes I think people are also, some price points have certain egos, I would say. So I love an appreciative client. If you're listening to this and you want to work with me, I love appreciation. It sounds simple, but yeah.
And usually the appreciative client is coming below the median price point. That's the truth. Because they're, most of the time, the people that are buying these affordable homes just cannot believe that they can buy a home.
Yeah.
Because what they're hearing from the world is it's hard, interest rates are high, everything. I mean, I don't want to make this political at all. So you guys know the same thing everyone's hearing. But when they come to me with those concerns, I'm like, they're right. Everything you're hearing is right. But have you heard of a new construction home and the incentives that they can give you? No, I didn't. What do you mean? Well, did you know that new construction homes are offering FHA loans at 3.99 or 4.5? What? Yeah, so you're already beating today's market because you're coming in with the lower interest rate. And the only way you're going to find that is with the new construction home. Why? Because they're the ones who have the money to buy down the rate this much. So all of a sudden, you become so knowledgeable that another agent might have not known so much or might have misguided them, or they might have heard someone who just bought and it was too complicated with them. But with me, it's easy.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
It's wonderful.
I want to, a little bit down the line during our episode, I want to talk more about the kinds of deals that you're getting people, and maybe you can offer a couple examples.
Yes.
But first, I would like to show, so we talked about kind of like the top 5 or 6 towns, areas that you're finding these deals in. So let's do kind of like a little bit of screen sharing. I'm trying, you guys are suck at multitasking. I'm trying to open this window and then also talk to you. Okay. So let's talk first about Uland. It should be presenting here.
It's like greater southeast Austin area.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
not,
When I say Uland, I always tell my clients, think of 5 minutes away from Kyle.
hang on one second.
Like east of Kyle, right?
Yeah. It's not sharing, right? Do you guys see it?
Oh,
No.
Oh, there it is.
Who did that? Was it Ian?
Sorry, that was me. My the puppy's like nudging me. It's like, do
You
something.
really need to take responsibility. No, I'm just
I
kidding.
know.
Just kidding.
And then my light had turned off, and I don't think it matters so much, but I want to make sure that, if it gets dark or whatever.
No, we can see you. Okay, thank you for the access, sir. Okay, so here we are. This is Uland. What a weird shape. This is like all of Texas, though. You don't have, like, when you have cities or counties zoned for different areas. It's never like a rectangle or a circle. It's always some weird looking thing like this. Okay, let's zoom out. So yeah, Gabby was saying this is 5 minutes from Kyle. We're looking southeast here. How far is this from like the center of downtown ish?
With traffic
Let's
or
say
no
45
traffic?
minutes. I'm gonna say 45 minutes. Actually, let's find out.
That's with
but I mean,
traffic.
yeah, I think a lot of the times the people that live in these areas though are not going to need to like hang out downtown, and they don't work downtown necessarily.
Mm-mm.
So, what are you seeing at a high level in Uland as far as price points and growth, if you know that? And we can kind of fill in the gaps as we go.
Yeah, growth is happening a lot just because they're affordable. And in today's market, that's the only place a lot of first-time home buyers are out there. Which is really where when we think affordable, you need to think of what kind of client this is. It's really for the first-time home buyers who just want a home to start off. So we're not thinking big, we're not thinking fancy, we're not thinking flashy, we're thinking starter home. That's the reason why the growth is coming.
And would you say the growth there is residential, like houses, or is there stuff to do there too?
Residential.
Okay.
Yes.
Is there much to
residential.
do there over there?
So people that are buying there, where do
Mhm.
they hang out at night when they're not in their house?
Kyle, downtown, anywhere in Kyle, because the boom in Kyle is so big and it's so close. So people are going to shop at HEB in Kyle, which is a huge HEB. You know, it's like a huge. We have Costco in Kyle that just came in. There's Evo, so there's entertainment there, and we have plethora of food chains that are there. I mean, Via 33 or whatever is there. 313, y'all know it. Texas Roadhouse is there, and I just drove down there because you guys know I'm so busy down there. They're literally building a lupe tortilla out there, guys.
Ooh.
And
A
where?
lupe
Oh,
tortilla.
and that's
Bougie.
Kyle.
Yeah,
And
Where?
that's bougie.
Okay,
good.
good. I love Lupe.
All that to say is the boom is happening and it's so close to the boom. It's exciting. So like it's an easy sell. When my
Mhm.
clients are calling me and saying, "Hey, we just got pre-approved through your preferred lender for this amount. Like, where are we going to go?" I think immediately, do not worry about it because you'll be close enough to a booming city that you'll feel like you don't need to go into Austin.
I have a really important question based on what you just said.
Please say it.
The lender thing. Are you
Yeah.
having a challenge with what lenders and what builders are working well together in a relationship? I think that's the best way I can say that.
Hot topic. This is actually a really interesting
No,
question.
I know. I'm sorry.
No, it's a good question. It's a great question.
The
Yeah, girl.
answer is I have no issues. I get what I want. And I do not mean to come off like
Just say it. Just
Yeah.
say what you mean.
I get what I want because my working relationship has always been with more affordable builders that because I've been in the business for 5 years, I can call them and get whatever I want. Meaning if I need my client to get into this home for a certain price point, they're going to give it to me. If I need my client to work with a preferred lender because I know they're not going to qualify, I've already vetted them so well, they give me the green light. Today, I get no pushback. Now, remember, in today's market.
Correct. Yeah. No, I think that was a really good question from Ian because there's a lot of nuance involved in the type of financing that Gabby's clients get. And just because she's built these good relationships and her clients close, like these builders want to get it done.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
yeah.
I would say half my business was new construction, the other half resale. And so I've dealt with this completely different pre-COVID, during COVID, and now.
Yeah.
And so what I noticed, just like with agents, we went from 24,000 agents in like 2023 to now having like 13 or 14,000 agents in the Austin MLS. And so we've lost so many agents. The same thing happened with builders. Yeah, good. But the same thing happened with builder sales reps. So all these relationships that I had cultivated with this person, now everybody's moved to a different place and everything's a little more challenging. It's almost like you got to start over with some of these relationships. And you're in there and you're in an area where it's growing so much where those relationships are the start over. Like you've been building those since they got there and you got there, and it seems to be working really well. I'm happy
It's working really well, really well. And you guys want to know what my trick is to working with a sales rep? Because I've even had to perfect what sales rep I'm willing to work with.
Oh, I love it.
Mm.
Yes.
Let's hear the trick.
Spill the tea.
Okay, I go for the older ones because
And then
listen to this.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
La la.
Let me tell you why. Because they are very old school and they know that markets does this, right? So they understand the wave of a market, but they understand that in order for this deal to happen, I have to keep the client happiest and the agent happier because I could go anywhere tomorrow. I have their pre-approval. You know, it's a weapon that you use, but I've noticed that the older sales reps, the one that have been with this builder for 15, 20 years, their customer service is on point. They're willing to go above and beyond than these newer sales reps. They want it easy. They want you to bring in all your clients. And I'm like, you got to work for my clients. I mean, that's the truth. And so when I go to a new construction place and I've never had a builder relationship with a sales rep, I look for the oldest one in the room. And that's the person I want to talk to. And the reason is because their customer service is on point. And if they can take care of me very, very well, I know that they'll take care of my clients very, very well.
Are we all getting Insta stories right now?
Yeah.
Tag me.
You know, I love that. I love that so much. I'm gonna share something that's similar where when I go to, like, I host a lot of different networking groups and get-togethers and that kind of stuff. But if I'm going into a new construction sales office or anything like that, I listen to the conversation. Generally, you have people that have one or the other mentality. You have the givers and you have the leeches. And in most industries outside of the realtor, people are used to begging for you to give them clients because we're the thread that ties everything together as realtors, right? So insurance people want realtors to give them deals. Lenders want realtors to give them deals. Title people want, like, we're everyone's customer.
Yeah.
And so if someone comes to us and says, I need you to send me your clients and I can show you how well I do, it's like, that's your only value is for me to just give you the name of somebody.
Mm-hmm.
It hits me differently. And so just like you said, with someone who's a little bit older, they're going to try to come with value first. They're going to try to get to know you first before they're just going to say, give me.
They're better at educating. That's the truth. It's not just about putting people into homes, guys. It's about educating them and giving them the best. Like, please understand what you're doing. Don't just get in a house because it's the cool thing to do or it's the right thing to do. Like, do it because you want it and you want it for your family. And if you have children, you want it for your children, you know? So really giving them the education is important. I try to educate them as much as I can, but now, builder rep, it is your job to educate my client on your home and why they should buy it. And a lot of times, like, they're already well versed before we even step into a new construction place. They know exactly what I'm looking at and they know exactly when I'm willing not to allow them to make a wrong decision. And so the trust starts here, and this trust between me and the client is worth it. I mean, me and the builder rep is worth it because when I walk in the door, they know that this client has a badass of a realtor. Sorry, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. My apologies.
Oh, I've said worse things. You're fine.
Okay, sorry.
What price point are you seeing in Uland?
200 to 250K.
That's amazing. And okay, we'll talk about incentives.
Single family homes They're not townhomes, they're single family homes. The square footage on them can be anywhere between 1,100 to 1,400, 1,500. Now, some of them have garages, not all of them do.
And I'm curious, when you're shopping, is it I'm assuming builder deals. So it's like sometimes there's new construction versus resale.
Yes.
The new construction's like a better deal. Is that what you're seeing?
For my clients, yes. And let me tell you why. Because a lot of times, first time home buyers only have enough for a down payment. Now, this year, I have helped 2 families get into homes with a 0 down program.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the why it makes it a better deal, because they don't have to cover the closing costs. The builder's covering the closing costs. So when you like evaluate what you're getting out of a home, and you're educating your clients on a resale versus a new construction, most of the times, given the amount of times they're going to have to invest money into this purchase, it only makes sense to do it with a new construction home.
Can I
I
ask one more
also-
question about just that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Are
sure.
are you seeing that builders are still paying the realtor's fee in order to go through the process?
Builders are begging me to bring my clients.
I want that to be clear.
They are begging me to bring my clients, and they are trying to incentivize realtors a lot.
Because we are their customer too. It's
We
exactly
are their only customers. Without us, they don't get many customers.
And for those watching, if you're looking at home buying and you're working with a realtor, I think sometimes buyers feel like it can take away like they could get the fee that could go to the realtor. It doesn't necessarily work like that. So I just want to
And
throw
I
that
want
out
to
there.
add
never
to
the
that,
case
if
with new
it's okay.
construction. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if I can add to that. I have heard how builders try to say, if we cut out your realtor, we can incentivize you by lowering the price of the home or giving you this. The truth is, I can get you that same deal with
Right.
me in the mix. And the way that I tell my clients when they ask me, I'm like, you're not going to go to court without a lawyer. Why would you go buy a home without a realtor when we're the ones who know who we need to connect you with in case you find yourself in issues, right?
Right.
So always understand that you want to go into these things represented because we know what's up.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
And a real builder that knows how to do smooth business already has a budget to pay a buyer representative because they want everybody to have representation. They want it to be smooth. They're not looking to con anybody. So it's just part of a smoother business. That's my take on it, especially because working with builders, you can see who's compensating fairly for all parties involved. And you can see who might be cutting corners, and they're cutting corners at other things too.
Well
Yeah,
said.
and the ones that are asking you to cut out your agent, you probably shouldn't be at that builder. Just saying.
Yeah, it's
Correct.
a flag for sure.
And I've only heard it from one specific builder myself. I've never heard another builder try to cut out any realtors.
Should we talk
I've
about
had a
builders?
builder, this pre-COVID, I've had a builder that had signs behind me. So as I walked in with a client, there were signs behind them, saying, sell your house with this other company.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
And the same company sent out a mass email on accident to all of their people that had signed up for waiting lists and that kind of stuff, saying, come to us without your realtor and we'll give you this. Oh, that's the thing. Some experience, like sometimes time brings a different type of experience to the mix. Like knowing who used to do that, or lotteries, builders that used to do lotteries and how they would pick and choose people. It was always very interesting. A lot of people that are new in the last 3 years wouldn't know any of this.
I didn't know any of this. That's the truth.
But the value, one of the things that you have that's such a value is that you're in such a tight market like area, like you're understanding price points, you're understanding the type of people that you're helping, and so you're working with builders that fit in there. So you've built those relationships. A lot of agents, they're all over the place and they haven't built the relationships. So the history doesn't come with that.
Yeah.
You have the value of having the history that comes with that and people telling you. So
Absolutely. Thank you. I
Yes.
appreciate that. And
Okay.
I would like to say, like, Ian, I think the main thing is like agents need to just understand that there's shifts in the market, and the only way that you're going to be relevant in this kind of market is by being able to renew your mind. And so saying like in today's market for new builds, it's great. It might not be great next year, but let's ride when it's great.
Yeah. Well, let's dive in and learn and educate ourselves and our clients as well, whatever phase we're in, and that's exactly what you're doing.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit about Maxwell, Texas. Looks like it's just south of Euland. Tell us a little bit about, about Maxwell. Would you say it's similar as far as like projected growth and all that to Euland?
I feel like Maxwell is bigger. Maxwell
Okay.
has a lot more builders to offer. And
Oh.
it has, Maxwell has more builders than Euland. Euland only has like 3. Maxwell, you can find a difference of 5 builders. All
What
in
are
the
like the Yulin builders and then the Maxwell builders?
Yeah, in Euland, I use DR Horton because
Awesome.
they're gonna give you a bigger house for your buck, bigger bang for your buck.
Right.
Lennar's out there. I've had such bad experiences with Lennar, and too many clients have as well.
No.
So I try to advise clients, like, if I could tell you that we can afford something better, are you going to trust me? And they usually always do. So Lennar's out there, and that's about it. Maxwell, on the other hand, has Starlight, it has LGI, it has Braun, it has DR Horton, it has Lennar, but it has a lot more builders to offer.
Interesting.
Mhm.
And Maxwell's like closer to Lockhart?
Maxwell, I would say, is closer to San Marcos.
Gotcha. I noticed that too.
So
Kinda like
it's like Kyle and the north of San Marcos. People are still hanging out in Kyle, doing everything in Kyle. But the beauty of like Maxwell is that San Marcos is close to.
The Braun Homes in Kyle? Maxwell?
Yes.
And is the demographic like mature families, like young couples, young professionals?
It's a lot of like middle class families. It's a lot of families. You see a lot of kids out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What have you found the price point to be in these areas in Maxwell?
Maxwell, you can, because of the different builders, I mean, honestly, you're still getting between like 225 to like 275.
Okay. And how big-ish would you say that is?
When you say big-ish, I mean, with Starlight Homes,
What's
you
the
can
size
get
of the home?
Oh yeah, with Starlight Homes, which is out there. Now, I haven't sold with them for a while. I've been selling a lot with DR Horton, to be very, very,
Yeah.
very honest.
Mhm.
But Starlight has a 5-bedroom out there that when I was looking at it with a client, it was sometime like 2 years ago. I think they were selling it at 285.
Okay.
Like
2 years ago.
20
So it's probably worth like 220 now.
Yeah, 2,700 square feet.
That's good. That's a good deal. This is kind of cute, though. I mean, sorry. Okay, so Maxwell. Well, this High Meadow by Starlight community. Yeah, it is a little bit out, but it is right here on the highway. What is this? 21? Yeah, right.
That
here
is 21.
Yeah, just north of San Marcos, and there's a lot of stuff to do right here. Lots of shopping, and then of course you've got the outlets further down. Also, looks like this is probably like a 25-minute drive to Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, downtown Kyle. Let's take a look. 13 minutes. I was wrong. Awesome. That's a cool thing to be wrong about. That's awesome. I'm curious, is the property tax rate down over there a little bit lower? Do you know?
I know that Euland is lower than Maxwell.
Okay.
hmm
Because sometimes we've been to a couple of these communities in other parts of town, and the sales rep will be like, our tax rate's like 1.5.
Wow.
Well, they have to have a pit out there because of the
Oh,
water situation. So there is a pit out there.
okay.
It's not as affordable, but because of the pit. But what makes it affordable is the incentives that they offer.
Cool. And we're going to talk about that here in just a little minute. Beautiful. Well, let's talk a bit. Do you guys have any questions before I jump to the next spot?
Do you feel that that corridor is solid, like San Antonio to Austin? Do you think there's like a lot like fast-paced development, or how does that look to you?
Man, I feel like they were not expecting this much growth.
Hmm.
And so I feel like they're going to have a lot of catching up to do. There's just so much growth out there. It's been crazy. And I feel like these little towns weren't meant to get this big.
No, you're right. That was never really in the plans.
It was never really in the plans.
Yeah.
It was like such boonies, but like um they are building a Bucky's
Oh,
in
cool.
out there. It's a year sorry. The exit is Yerington, okay? That is North San Marcos, but it's gonna be like from Maxwell neighborhoods, it's gonna be like a 10-minute drive. Bucky's, the fact that Bucky's is coming so close to Maxwell and Euland is gonna open job opportunities like never before for these people.
See?
And Bucky's be paying good, guys.
Yeah. No,
That's
I
the
mean,
cheat code too. Like when you follow a corporation, like they know what like the population growth, how much traffic's coming in and out.
Amazon is out there, Yerington exit. So Amazon is there as well as close to Buda. So we have two big Amazon, one north by Sunfield, which is Buda, and then one as south as San Marcos, but it's on the northern end of San Marcos. So a lot of people that are working here are asking to move to these affordable homes. All that to say is I hope it grows more for all the clients that I have going out there.
I think it will. I even heard that if you look at a lot of the investors that are investing in data centers, especially for AI to run, they're finding land between San Antonio and Austin.
Yeah.
Look that up.
I think
It's
it's
wild.
great. I mean, I have a lot of different kind of people going out there. I have people who want to be in San Marcos, and I also have people that understand that if they want to stay as close to Austin as they can, this is where they got to go.
Right. Yeah.
I feel like San Marcos, like where you're at, is a great in between because, like, we've got multiple military establishments. We've got Air Force that's in San Antonio, and we've got Army that's in Killeen. And so the Army people end up going northern suburbs,
Yeah.
but not too close to Austin. And then the southern or the Air Force people can end up going between San Marcos and Austin, and it works out really perfect. They can still visit their family in San Antonio. So basically, I think that's kind of how the spread would happen, where more people that were in San Antonio or related to Air Force will end up in your area and or moving for jobs.
Mhm.
It's always love or money, right? That people move for. And so it's always interesting to see like how these things come about.
Yeah, it definitely is. For me, what's exciting is knowing that I started working in these areas about 5 years ago, and then I'm still working there. So seeing the growth of this area has been fun. It's also been like I never expected it to get this big. I have those moments. And then it's really exciting in today's market because honestly, guys, like it's so we hear a house, right? We hear a house price of 225. But like their payments are like $2,000. And honestly, today, like it's really hard to get anybody anywhere below that.
Yeah.
Even in not just in a home, but in an apartment.
Yeah.
It's hard to get a family into something that they're renting that is not, the government isn't helping, that they're doing on their own, less than $2,000. So when they think about how much they're paying for rent and how much they can pay to afford something, there's not much convincing I have to do. Like they're excited that they can even be homeowners anywhere. Period.
Yep. And to offer, dang it, I'm gonna go on a tiny bit of a tangent, but I'm gonna try to keep it as short as I can. To offer just a smidge of perspective, when I first started in real estate, or I guess when I started really, like my business started taking off in like 2015, 2016, I had worked with several clients that were buying new or newer construction homes near the center of town, not downtown exactly, but like decent areas that had access to a lot of stuff. And they were kind of looking, in like that 2 to 250 price range. And with 3% down, their mortgage came out to about $1,400, which is nuts. Property taxes were lower, interest rates, of course, were super lower, and obviously prices were lower. But now for somebody to have to go, I don't know what I was trying to make a point that
You got to go out.
that's cost of living has gone up, obviously.
Yeah.
But there are options if people are smart enough to make concessions and not concessions, compromises.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'm trying to share the screen again for the next. There we go. Thank you. All right. So, Gabby, you said you're in San Marcos as well. Tell us what you know here.
San Marcos is not, I mean, people want to categorize it as a college town, but it's more than that. It's big enough for families, and the river attracts people. It's crazy.
It's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome.
It's really crazy how this river, San Marcos River, really attracts people. I have people who want to be in San Marcos or Seguin or New Braunfels because they want to be in between San Antonio and Austin because their job allows for it. And then when you show them these cities along 35, San Marcos always wins.
Yeah. There's a lot going on in San Marcos. I feel like there has always. I'm trying to zoom in here. It's not letting me.
And you guys know San Marcos is really, really big. So there's tons of homes from affordable to not so affordable. I want to just say that Maxwell and Uland stay in the affordable like price point. Like it's rare that you're going to find a house in Maxwell and Uland for like $500K. That's the truth. In San Marcos, you can find everything from affordable all the way to over $1 million.
Yeah.
I like traveling around areas, and so Canyon Lake, I know that's more New Braunfels, but that's still a good shot from San Marcos specifically. Beautiful. A lot of really cool spots there. Seguin has a wonderful like lagoon style lake. It's so much fun to go and stay there, and it's like enclosed off of an island. Sun's Island is over there, also beautiful. I think the like floating the river in San Marcos, which can be on either side of 35, what that does is that's almost like an anchor memory, like a core memory for a lot of people. It's like, man, imagine the times we had when we were floating the river. And so like people that either went to school here or visited their college buddies here, they fall in love with like the memory and the nostalgia of the area too. And some people, that's just like what they want to do is float the river on the weekend. It's cool.
And it's awesome. I mean, it's very family friendly. You guys, there's so much to do in San Marcos, like tons. I mean, if you love to shop, it's probably dangerous, but all that.
The outlets.
Yeah, the outlets.
A lot of good food too. I was actually impressed with how much good food they had downtown. It's really nice.
Yeah. There's this little Indian place I love in San Marcos. It's called like North Street Cafe. It's beautiful.
We look at a lot of Austin stats, but are the days on market in San Marcos up, or do you know how the resales are looking? Or because I know it's kind of different with resales and new construction, maybe.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on that?
Unfortunately, I have not done a lot of resales this year. I do more new construction homes. So days on market is not something that I'm well versed on.
Let me see. Hang on one second.
But it sounds like there's more activity there than maybe like Austin, $500,000 new construction.
Yeah, because they're more affordable.
Yeah, given what we're dealing, like the average person in the country, like get away from all the metropolitans. They're moving around. If they're coming to the greater Austin area, this is what's getting absorbed. That's just easy affordability numbers.
Absolutely.
Like 200s, 300s. That's
Crazy.
solid. Great house to get.
Is San Marcos is Hayes County?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. Can you guys? I'm sharing a screen. There we go. Okay. Good deal. So this is Hayes County. It's not just San Marcos. I feel like there probably is a San Marcos one floating around somewhere, but this is what we got right now. Median home prices in Hayes, we'll call it $390. And then days on market, it's the same as Austin, 69 days.
But the price is like not dramatically going down.
Yeah.
And the sales are up.
Close sales
So-
from last year. Yeah, this is for May, right? So yeah, exactly.
I think
they're
number
up.
of active listings is something to keep an eye on,
Yeah.
4.2 new
right?
listings.
Like that's pretty good. And then the sales price, because obviously this is substantially lower than the median price of Central, where
Yeah.
Austin is. So this is it's clearly more affordable, and there are clearly opportunities with more active listings.
Definitely.
Mm.
Yeah. I
Oh
would
my
say
gosh,
Travis is
y'all.
the-
I'm sorry. I've got to say this. They only have 3.8 months of inventory. In Austin, Travis County, we have 6 months.
Yeah.
I saw the same infographic for Travis. So
So
that's why. Okay. Yes.
I love that. And a big portion of that is in Travis County, we don't have as many new builds, right? That will offer the incentives. We have sellers, resale homes that might try to offer incentives, but they can't match the builder's incentives,
They can't.
right?
if
So you have to go to Williamson County for that, or Bastrop County for that, or Hayes County for that.
Even if a resale home does negotiate a ton on price, a seller for a resale home does come down on price and they cover all your closing costs. Still, these builders are offering rate buy downs. They're offering, what do you call it? Of course, they come with warranties, 3 different warranties, appliance packages, but we'll get into that here in a minute.
Yeah, it's new. And it's already below the median sales.
Yeah.
It's low. And guess what? The price that you see on these inventory homes is not the price you're going to get it.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Oh, especially
Like
inventory
you could get a
homes.
lower.
I get them lower every single time.
So I think that's a really good transition. We were going to talk about Bastrop, but let's actually want to hear, since we're moving through these quickly, like we have a lot of things to say about this. I want to hear what price cuts you've been able to negotiate and what kind of incentives you're getting for these clients.
So the main incentive that you get is going to be your closing costs are being covered, regardless of if I'm using an in-house lender, meaning their preferred lender, the builder lender, or my preferred lender. I'm always going to get your closing costs covered. Now, I never make promises because we guys know that, like, if you can't deliver, then they're really, really upset at you.
Right.
But I always tell them, your girl can. And so that's one of them.
Can we talk about that too? Because a lot of builders will say only like we will only cover it if you use our preferred lender, which technically is illegal. And so for a builder to say that, a sales rep might not know that that's not legal because they haven't gone through our same ethics and all that sort of stuff. They're not part of the board necessarily the same way. But it is illegal for a builder to tell you that you can only get it if you use our lender, which is so important. But a lot of agents, a lot of sales reps don't know it or don't know what else to say. So good.
Yeah, they really that's their only hook. That's what the only thing that they think that's their only real hook to get you to even consider their lender, you know? But the truth is, like, when I'm working with a new sales rep, I'm like, I hear you, and I'm so grateful that you let my clients know that. But if that's the case, I have builders who are willing to give us those same incentives, and I'm okay with going that way. And it's not like a power move. It's like the ball is in your court. You get to decide what you're going to do for my clients.
That's
Good
definitely a power move, but it's a good one. It's a good power move, and you're
We're in a market where
absolutely
we
right
could
to be
use
able
it.
to employ it.
Yeah, we're in a market where that move works. A couple of years ago,
Mhm.
maybe not, but now it does. So use it when you can. Okay, so for instance, let's say you have a client that's approved up to like 250 and they see a house that they love for 280. What kind of negotiation room are you seeing and what comes with that? What incentives come with that aside from just closing costs?
So perfect. So like let's say I know that they're okay with using the builder that I work most with. If I know that they're going to come their approvals only to 250 and that they can only use a preferred lender, meaning they're not going to get a lower rate. This is their max approval. This is it. Like we cannot budget. Then I always call the builder rep that I'm going to take them to. And I let them know, hey, don't even try like getting them to try, like use your lender. It's not going to work. We're approved up to 250K. They really need this kind of home. What home are you like? Are you aware of that you have that we can get at this price? And so, and then they are instructed, these builder reps are instructed, do not show my clients homes that you know your management isn't going to allow them. So I always have that conversation before even taking them. And then I tell these builder reps, don't show them more than 3 houses. They're going to get really, really confused with what they like. And I always make sure we start from smallest to biggest. So it really is, even though this builder rep thinks that they're the ones managing it, I'm usually the one that is. And so I'm the one that knows like what they need, what they want, and I'm helping them to like really narrow it down. And I always tell them, I don't want you to waste my time, my client's time, or anybody's time. So it's really cool because I've been able to negotiate this year. My biggest like negotiation was $65,000 off of the price of the home.
Oh wow.
How much was it
Tiny
with the
construction
original?
home.
How much?
Originally, it was like 425. Mm-hmm. And I
That's
got my clients in under 300. Like, I mean, like at like 365 off that was 25. Like 350.
350-ish or so. Yeah.
Yeah, in today's market, the most that I've been able to negotiate off of a new construction home is $65,000.
Okay. That's awesome. What other incentives like appliances, garage door
Okay,
opener?
so appliances used to be in a package to where your clients had to pay anywhere, but like usually it was a $4,500 package that I was seeing. That was like the average number. Well, now I not only negotiate on the price, like come down. Usually my sweet spot is 25 to 35K off of the original inventory home price. That's my sweet spot. Anything below that is a miracle, but 25 to 35 off. After I say that, then I make sure that the appliance package comes. It used to be to where it used to be only washer, dryer, fridge. Now their appliance packages covers everything: washer, dryer, fridge, blinds, and garage door opener. Now they're getting it at the price that we negotiated. So I say we want 25K off of this home, and we want to make sure that in this offer, we have everything included, all appliances in this offer. Do not raise it a bit.
Are you seeing rate buy downs as well?
I am seeing now if my clients can use regular like in-home lenders, uh, they're they're offering. They used to do a 1-2 buy down. Now it's just a flat, consistent 3.99.
Okay.
It's not a rate, like it's not like a 2-year buy down. It's a you're gonna have this for the next 30 years.
Okay, that's
pretty
awesome.
huge.
Yeah.
That's
It
not
is.
even pretty, like that's incredible because that means you get a house, your payment isn't going to go up because of the rate, might because of property taxes, but not because of
Yeah.
the rate, which is the
Or
fear.
because of insurance. Remember, insurance
Yeah,
has
or
been
insurance
doubling.
or property taxes. Yeah.
Insurance doubled for a lot of clients. So like
Mhm.
when I tell my clients this fixed rate isn't what's going to make your payment go up, it's these other factors: property
Yeah.
taxes, insurance. Like we can't control those things. We can put a homestead exemption, but it's still going to go up.
And are you negotiating the to be builts or like the inventories or both?
Good question. Only inventories can be negotiated. To be built, Now, to be builds with certain builders because they still want to do it. So they're trying to offer incentives like we can give you this much money. And so when builders are telling you that they're giving you this like $25,000 of flex cash, it's
That's like
usually
a
a lie.
price reduction. Okay.
It's not real
Yeah.
because how am I sussing this out? Because I always ask for the, for give me a full like breakdown of the money. Itemized, yes. And then I compare it with my preferred lender, and then we see where it's a lie. They're not giving you this 25K in price in real. So I always suggest that you use it to take it off of the home instead of like buying down the rate, doing
Yeah.
all these things,
Yeah.
That's very cool. I'm very excited, and I love that this is an option for people. I definitely learned a lot today. I feel like you guys probably took quite a bit away from this as well. Any closing thoughts from any of y'all?
I'm
No.
going to ask Gabby if any builders are offering like appliance packages, maybe other upgrades outside of just closing costs and rate buy downs.
On inventory homes, no. The answer is no. Like they're saying, sorry, this is what we got. We need to get it off our books before the quarter's over. You know what I mean? So there's not much more. Now, again, these older builder reps, they're incentivizing my clients, like saying, hey, I'm going to gift you a closing gift. I've been in it for almost 5 years. This is the 1 year that I've had more builder reps buy my clients closing gifts than ever before. They are
Wow.
understanding
I've never had that happen.
I know, guys, it is crazy. We're living in crazy times, but like I literally have a certain builder rep who loves to give my clients gifts, and it started this year because he has understood that in order for him, he wants to work 5 more years. So he's like, please use me for 5 more years. I'm like, buddy, I'm going to use you even when you're gone. Like, like you are just like, there's so much wisdom behind him. But all that to say is just like, they are incentivizing, the builder reps are incentivizing to stay in the game.
Yeah.
Right.
That randomly made me think a couple weeks ago, we were in a milestone community, Gabby and I were, and we opened some closet and it was full of closing gifts. Actually, it was like these ridiculous gift baskets with like Yeti cups, like organic trail mix. What else? I don't know, all sorts of nonsense, but they were really nice. And I was like, whoa.
Shout out to Milestone. Milestone's are pretty good.
Yeah.
I like them.
Milestone's great.
Yeah. My takeaway is that I like the fact that we reviewed this because affordability is an issue. And I think a lot of people are still in the sticker shock and they think they could get into Austin, or they're kind of roaming around the wrong neighborhoods. And I like the fact that we discovered or like explored these other towns, because that's obviously an affordable space. So I'd like people to watch this, to be open-minded on what's available for them.
And for investors, I mean, these places are accepting investors. So if people are thinking, and they're already home buyers, and they're thinking of, hey, I would like to dabble with eventually being an investor, these are great areas to invest. They really are. So like I have investor clients as well, and I tell them, I know you don't see the growth right now, just like no one saw it in Butte and Kyle, but it's coming.
Yeah, a good corridor.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, bye. I'm just kidding. No. That was really valuable and really helpful. And I really hope more than anything, it gives people a sense of hope, education and hope. And we're hearing so much right now, I think, like on social media, like I should have bought, like first time home buyers saying like, oh, I should have bought my first home 25 years ago when I was 3 and houses were affordable, but yeah, it's a whole joke. Like I should have bought a house when I was a fetus because that's when it was affordable, but I was busy being born or something. Yeah. And that's like a thing. Go look it up on social. Which is true. But
I'm gonna make that shirt. It's perfect.
Do it. If home buyers think long term, and are willing to make some kind of compromise, buying a home is still very much possible. And there's definitely a huge market for this, and is a lot of opportunity. And it could be just like Gabby said, if you want to be an investor, you go buy a house, live in it for a year. Let's say you hate the neighborhood, move out and put a tenant in it, and then you've got somebody else paying your equity. So
Yep.
boom, boom,
There you
boom.
go.
That's
Yep.
usually how like first time home buyers, like if you can get them in that mindset of, hey, you're buying your first home, but the next one you're going to be an investor, it lights a fire in them. And
Yep.
they're like, I'm ready to buy 3 more. I'm like, well, okay. Leave
Yeah,
me alone.
you had a single mom. She bought her first house, and then like 3 months later, she's like, I'm ready for the investment.
Yes.
Like, fire, girl. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You have
Cool.
so many people that say something like, I'm just waiting for the prices to drop before I sell my house and buy another house. And I'm like, you do realize that when the prices drop, that means your house is going to sell for less, yeah?
Yeah, some people just
That's
talk
cool.
and talk.
When, right? Like it's such a this like sunk cost fallacy that's going on. Anyway, this is a great episode. Thank you so much, Gabby, for sharing.
No, thank you guys for thinking about me. Daphne, shout out. I love you so much. And I'm so grateful for this opportunity, guys. Like it is possible. It's possible for first-time home buyers, second-time home buyers, for investors, just as much as it's possible for us agents to like stay in the game. It is possible. And education is huge. So educate your people to just know what's available, honestly.
Yeah.
That's why we do
Beautiful.
this.
Well said. Some valuable words of wisdom. Well, thank you guys. Thank you, Gabby, so much for taking the time to join us. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. Thank you, viewers, for joining us. And we'll catch y'all next time.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.